Hello, this is Tammy. I'm here again today for a short stability ball workout. So again, this is something that is appropriate that you could add on to the end of a workout if you wanted to. You could put it in the middle of a workout if you wanted to, or you can use it as just a standalone exercise. I like to do it in front of my TV when I'm watching TV, which isn't all that much, obviously, but it would be something that would be very easily done there. It's not very long, but it is effective. All you need is a stability ball and possibly a mat in case you slip and slide, which I do every now and then. So we're going to start off from here, just sitting on top of the stability ball. And we're just going to get fairly familiar with it to begin with. So let's just start from here, just an easy circle around. So again, just kind of knowing where you are in space. Reverse that back the other direction. And then from here, we're just going to kind of bounce just a little bit from here. So we can go side to side, shifting those hips. But again, making sure that the work comes from the midsection from there. And then we can actually bring the feet up and bounce just a little bit from there. So we bring in, out, and in, and out. You can add arms if you wish. This is going to be very short and sweet, so we're not going to be here long. We just want to get warmed up just a little bit. And again, very comfortable with the ball. Go 4, 3, 2, hold. Right there. Good. So hold it nice and steady. Bring that back in. We're going to bring those arms down, and we're just going to walk the feet in, out, and out. So our goal, again, is to start with really nice, tall posture, bringing those legs back and out wide, and back in and out wide. So, again, just very comfortable, very familiar with the ball, knowing where we're at, when we're moving and when we're stopping, and come back to center here. Now I'm going to turn to the side just so that you can see where I'm at and so that I've got my feet onto something from here. So I'm actually going to stand back up from here. On this, the first thing that we're going to do again is just find our spot, right? So I'm going to walk my feet out just a little bit from here, and I'm just going to let that ball roll down my back, and I'm going to come into just a squat. Now I can let the head come back all the way. It's more or less what feels, this is kind of like a little massage from here. So again, just knowing where we are in space, if that makes you dizzy, obviously bring the head up and just keep your eyes spotted on one thing. And then we're going to come up. Now, the higher we come on the ball, the harder this exercise is going to be. We're going to make sure that we're good and secure with our feet. And we're going to bring the hands back and just let the head relax into those fingertips from here. So we want to be very cautious not to pull on the head, but we want to squeeze and pull with the abs. So we're going to draw that belly in and up, and we're going to squeeze ourselves into just a crunch position from here. Bringing that back and down. We're, again, only going to do 10 of these. So we won't do a whole bunch at one time. You can do as many as you like. You can also do multiple rounds of this whole workout, right? So we exhale as we come back up, and we hold for just a tiny, tiny little pause. And then we're going to let ourselves come back and lengthen back out as much as we can. Let's go 4 more. And 3. Here's 2. And our last one. And then we're going to kind of come into the center from here. We're going to let one arm come out. We're just going to squeeze down from there. So on this one, we're not coming up at all. So we're going to let the head just relax into the hand. We're just squeezing directly to the side and just seeing if we can actually touch that knee. So we're pulling the shoulder towards the hip towards the shoulder. Let's go 3 more. Here's 3 and 2 and 1. And then, of course, we're just going to switch to the other side. So relax that head down, extend, reach for the other knee. And again, we're not coming up high. We're squeezing directly to the side, shortening the space in the rib cage. But again, we don't let the belly pooch up, right? So we're drawn in. And we exhale as we squeeze. Inhale as we open. And of course, I'm going a little fast. You can slow that down a bit. Let's go 3 more. Here's 2. And our last one. And then again, we can just relax back from here. We're going to go ahead and walk our feet out from here. And we're going to come into just a tabletop position. Now, in this position, we basically just want to make sure that we're not letting the butt sag. So we don't want the butt to sag. We're going to go ahead and hold that up nice and strong from there. We're going to bring the hands to center from here, and we're just going to rock to one side. Now, we can roll that all the way over if you're good with that, or you can take it just a little ways, or you can just hold the position with the tabletop. Coming to the other side here, and back to the middle. This takes a little bit of practice in getting comfortable with here. So if you're not comfortable with the movement, just hold from here. You may actually just want to hold with your hands down from here and just hold that position right there. That's good because we're working into the glutes, right? So you can drop down and up from here, squeeze and lift and down and up. So when we get to the top from here, our feet are flat on the floor, but we're squeezing and pressing up with those hips. And the ball really shouldn't roll in and out from here because we are supported on it, but we don't want it to be rolling in and out. We drop the booty down. Here's 4 and 3, 2, and our last one here. Then we're going to go ahead and bring ourselves back up on top of the ball from here. And let's just roll back into a seated position. So we're going to come off to the side of the ball this time. So we're going to hook the ball just right up against the hip, and we're going to lean into that just a little bit from here. So now you can do this with one leg on the floor, the other leg extended out. You can do it with both knees bent, or you can extend both legs out. It is whatever feels good for you. You can also take one foot in front of the other, or you can stack the feet. All we're going to do from here is hang on to that ball, right? And we're going to squeeze to the side. And if you're sliding, like I am, I would say go ahead and split your feet so you can actually hold that down. We do want to keep one hip right on top of the other. Pull that shoulder back up from here and squeeze. Now, again, if that is a little bit much for you, you can always just hold the side plank and do a leg lift instead. Let's go 4 more of here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here's 3 and 2, and our last one. Now, you could hold position here and lift and lower and lift and lower. So if you're not real comfortable moving, especially sideways on the ball, or if you're slip sliding all over the place like I was, this is also a nice alternative. It's also going to work the rear end here, outside of that glutes. Let's go 4 more here, and 3 and 2, and our last one. It's just kind of a nice way to get us to center, because by drawing in and up and finding our center of gravity here, we're able to actually hold this position. Sometimes that takes a little bit of practice. We're going to go ahead and come back into the center from here. Let's just go ahead and flip that around so I don't forget it. I know me way too well to know that I won't. So let's again go ahead and come into the side from here. We're going to find our position, but we want to stay attached to that ball, basically. So we're pushing that hip into the ball as we come into here. Mine's a little bit squishy. If your ball is real squishy like this, that makes it a little bit harder to work with. So if it's too squishy, you can air that back up a little bit. This exercise will be a lot easier to work with. But the bigger thing is we just want to be stuck to that ball. So again, you can do this with the leg down. You can always do the single leg lift from here, or you can go ahead and bend both knees and bring it in, or you can extend out and split the feet or stack the feet. Let's see if I'm better on this side. We're going to go ahead and squeeze it up to the side. Now you'll notice I'm not rotating out toward the front. I want to keep that shoulder coming towards the hip, just like we did when we were doing that side crunch, but I don't want to let the belly pooch out. So I want to stay firm because that's going to help me center, right? So there's not talking all the time. Let's go 4 more here. We're 4 and 3. Here's 2 and our last one. And because I did the side leg lift before, we'll go ahead and do it here as well. So you can relax the hand here. You can put it on the outside, wherever you want that to go. We again are focusing on keeping strong through the midsection, squeezing and lifting, holding for just a nice short pause through there. Squeeze and hold. And you'll know right away if you're swinging the feet too much because you're going to lose your balance, right? So the ball gives you a lot of feedback. Let's go 2 more here. We're 2 And our last one. We're going to go ahead and bring that back down. And then from here, we're just going to come up on the top. So we're going to work through the back just a little bit as we come into here. We'll have 2 more exercises, so we're good. And again, it's the same thing here. We want to be balanced onto the ball, so we're going to push our hips into it from here, coming into the center. Now, on this one, as you come back up from here, you should be able to touch the ball. So if your feet are way up in the air, your ball's probably a little bit too big. As you can tell, mine's a little bit too big because my butt's way up in the air, but not bad. But we do want to be firmly centered from the ground here, and we're going to take the legs, and if we can, we're going to lift them both at a time, but let's just start one at a time. Let's squeeze that up. We're keeping these right in line with the hips at this point. We're going to squeeze from here. So straight back, right? We're not coming out to the side. Keep a nice long length through your neck. And if that's pretty good for you, we're going to lift both legs at the same time. So we're not looking to throw those way up in the air, and we don't want to bounce off the ball. We want to squeeze, slowly release down, and squeeze back up. So it's just a tiny touch at the bottom, and we squeeze that right back up and hold for a tiny pause at the top. Release that back down again. And let's go with just 2 more like this. So the first thing that we want to do is to draw the belly in so that we've got a good solid foundation here, and we protect that back. Now this time we're going to step the feet to the outside of the mat, so we've got a little bit longer position from here. Same thing, draw that belly in, make sure that we're good and solid in the center. We're going to lift both legs up. And if you're not comfortable lifting both of them at the same time, obviously one at a time is good as well. We're just going to squeeze to center. You should feel it on the outside of the hip. So we're getting into the gluteus minimus on the outside, obviously. We want a nice, strong, firm foundation there. Let's go 4 more here. So an easy squeeze. Exhale as we let those back down. Nice big breath lifts that back up. Hold for the pause, and we lower down slow, squeeze, and slowly come down. 1 more time coming up from here, and then we release. Now on this one, we're going to come into working with the upper body from here. So instead of lifting the lower body, we're going to lift the upper body. If this, you like here, my mat's a little bit slick. If you feel like you're sliding, you can always put your feet up against the wall and work through this as well. The bigger thing that we're trying to do here is to make sure that we don't let the back arch way up from here. We don't want that pinch in the low back. So if you get that pinch in the low back, you know that you're coming up a little too high. We want to squeeze the glutes, squeeze those legs nice and firm. And from here, we're just going to come and squeeze the shoulder blades together and back and down. So again, don't let go with the belly because we need that to protect our back. Squeeze the glutes nice and easy. Come into the middle here and squeeze. Now, if that's pretty good, you can actually reach up, bring that down. Arms are up long and coming down. We're going to go 4 more. We won't do a bunch. Here's 3. And 2, and here we're trying to be really long versus really high, right? So stretching those arms out as long as we can, bring that back down, and bringing the legs back out as long as we can. We're going to go ahead and come back down for our last exercise. So in this one, it's just a ball pass. So as we pass the ball back and forth, you can keep the upper body down if you want, or you can go ahead and come back up. I'm going to show both versions of it as we come through here. So on the ground, we're going to find our happy spot, right? We get to lay down, so that's always good. And we're going to keep a hold of that ball. So from here, let's just start with the arms overhead. We're going to lift overhead from here. We've got a nice neutral spine. We've got those abs engaged so we aren't rocking back and forth from here. So that rib cage isn't going to pop up when we bring those arms overhead. Let's go just 1 more time with that. Again, long arms, so we're not looking to, we don't need to touch the ground. From here, we're going to pass that ball off to the legs. Now here, you can also place your hands underneath your hips if you feel that you're if you feel like your pelvis is rocking. The bigger thing is don't drop it down until you feel that back pop off the floor. If you're not strong enough to hold just yet, you'll get there. But to begin with, we're going to bring that down only as far as we can control it. We don't need it to touch the ground. In fact, we don't want it to.
You also, again, for this part of it, can always take the hands underneath the hips. And if you need to keep them separate for now, certainly that's an option, right? But if you're pretty good with this, we're going to bring this back up. We're going to hand it off to the hands. We're going to extend those legs out as we bring those arms overhead. But again, not so far that we let the back pop off the floor. Then we just reverse and hand it to the legs. And we take those arms overhead. Coming back to center from here. And letting that down. Now, I feel like that's a piece of cake. Go ahead and bring it back up. Lift the upper body up. Squeeze from here. So you're doing kind of like a hollow body hold as you move the arms and the legs. Squeeze in from there. And back to center. Let's go just 4 more from here. Here's 4. And 3. We have 2 more. And our last one here. Bring that back down. We can just relax for a moment here. Let the legs on top of the ball. And from there, you can take it anywhere you want. You can do a beautiful stretch, which is always nice to do with the ball. You can go back and do another set of it, another round as you come through there, whatever you choose to do with it. But that's all I have for you today. So thank you for joining me and have a lovely day. Bye-bye.